Alright, yo, today we have another leg day. Leg days lately have been my favorite. My lower days were my favorite when I was on my other split. I didn't really like the upper day anymore. Well, I didn't like it as much. I still liked the upper body pumps. But leg day is different, man. It's a different type of pushing. It's the only time I actually sweat when I'm working out. When I'm doing any other upper body, arms, shoulders, chest, back, doesn't matter. I don't sweat. Maybe on back day a little bit, but it's always on leg days that I be sweating a lot. Now this particular leg day was not my best leg day. Since we're starting the new program, I'm still trying to find the right amount of weight I should use for my sets, since it's higher reps. And on a lot of the sets, I undershot or overshot. Those are the ones that I didn't show, but it was a good amount of them that I didn't really like. I only showed the ones that were okay to show, And on the lane leg curl that day, I felt a little discomfort on my lower back. I was a little skeptical on whether I should still do the exercise and finish my 4 sets or I shouldn't. But I decided to just keep going because it didn't feel too bad. Usually when I hurt my lower back and I get off the machine, I have this feeling because it happened multiple times before, so it's not a new thing to me, right? Alright, y'all, we're gonna try to do a set of pendulum squat. I'm really nervous to try it because the last time I did pendulum was probably like a year ago. I stopped because I'm pretty sure I talked about it already in the channel, but I can't do any exercise that puts a lot of weight on my back, a lot of pressure on my spine, because then I get lower back problems. But I haven't tried it in a while. So we're about to try pendulum. I warmed up. Everything felt pretty good. No pain so far. So we put a 35 and we're going to do a set. We need to get 8 to 12 reps. If I get to 12 reps, I'm going to stop. But let's see how this set goes. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Being under the pendulum squat was a very scary experience because when I hurt my lower back, it usually takes about 2 weeks to 3 weeks to fully heal so I could do legs again. And before, I would wait 2 to 3 weeks, and then I would do legs again, and I would hurt my back again, so I had to wait another 2 to 3 weeks, and it was just a full-on cycle that never stopped, right? Thankfully, eventually, I decided to just take 2 months off of not doing legs, and after that, I took it easy. I lowered all of the weight. I was doing like only the machine on the leg press, no weight added, and slowly worked my way up, and then it got to a point where it didn't hurt anymore. But hurting me right now meant that I was going to lose so much progress. So I was scared. Any little tweak that I felt, I would have stopped the pendulum squat right there. And I would have probably called the leg day off for the whole day because I was not about to risk one day for months of progress. It could have possibly been months of progress. We did 2 sets. After I did the 35 felt nice. I believe it was a 10 or was it a 5? I think it was a 5 actually. It was 40 pounds on there. On my prime for pendulum, it was a plate and a 35. So 45 and 35 on the machine. And I was doing it for like 8 reps. That was also like 9 months ago. Pre back problems Joshua, right? I did 2 sets. They both felt good while I was doing it. But when I got off, I felt a little discomfort on my left pelvic side, on lower back, left pelvic side. I don't know, maybe if I keep doing it and stay away from failure and high intensity, the problem will fix itself, slowly getting used to it. But I'll talk to my coach about it to see if I should keep it in it, because other than that, if it was in this one, I was gonna do a belt squat. And I decided to try it out just to see how it would be. If my lower pelvic side on my back fell off on these leg press sets, it will be a big determining factor on whether I will keep the pendulum or I would switch it out. But thankfully, there was no pain or no discomfort or no nothing on my lower back when I started doing the leg press or even after I was done with it. And this is the next day after I did this leg day. And usually the pain takes like a whole day to go through. I sleep and then I wake up with the feeling of my lower back hurting. And I woke up and I was just completely fine. So we'll keep the pendulum in there. I already talked to my coach. She said I should. We'll just stay far from failure. We'll keep it for RIR, low intensity. Well, for RIR, it's not that low intensity, but I know I could handle that. And on these leg press sets, I kept undershooting. I showed the 2 best sets right there. But this whole week is a week to just find my working weight, to be honest. Because on a lot of the exercise, I either overshoot it or undershoot it a lot. Honestly, with this leg day, I'm a little disappointed on myself because I feel like I didn't push as hard as I know I could have. Disregarding the pendulum, because I know that one I shouldn't even try to go too hard. But on any other exercise, I feel like since it's a new feeling, the burning sensation. It's a new feeling because I haven't felt it in a long time. I just stopped when I could have done a little bit more. And it's like, it's a whole mentality thing, you know, you gotta get used to it. But I feel like I should have already been used to it with how much I've been training for and how I used to train. I used to train with high reps and drop sets and drop sets and drop sets, right? So I should be used to the pain, but I feel like I chickened out on a lot of the sets when I could have gotten like 2 or 3 more reps. On the leg extension, especially, that's the one that's on top of my head right now that I'm very disappointed with. Which next time I will make sure to just fight through the pain. It's all a mentality thing. I'll push through the pain and all the mental barriers, and I'll make sure I hit actual failure on the exercises that I could hit actual failure. And just in case you guys haven't noticed, my reps on a lot of the sets are shorter than what I actually say because I'm saying I'm doing 10 to 15 reps. But on the sets that I'm showing, I'm really only showing probably the last 8 of them because I'm copying the sets since I don't want this video to be that long. I'm copying the sets and only showing the last 8. Y'all let me know if it's just me, but after I do a quad focus leg day, the pump is actually never good. And I'm saying never good because I get too much of a pump on my quads. They just look like fat sausages, and when I flex them, there's just no definition at all in between them. So I think I'm just not gonna post the pumps because they're not even good, right? I might post like one every so often to see the leg growth. I may post the pumps when I do a hamstring focus leg day because then my quads are not that pumped to the point where it limits the pump and it just makes it look weird and off. You guys will see at the end what I'm talking about. They just look fat. They look big, but no definition at all. Just a fat piece of meat, bro. I'm telling you.